The governor of Utah was visibly upset and on the verge of tears today during a press conference after he found out that the person who allegedly unalived Charlie Kirk was not an immigrant. Check out this video.
I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped.
What a strange thing to say. So he was praying that it was an immigrant and not one of them. This is of course coming in after the person who allegedly unalived Charlie Kirk was captured. He was actually turned in by his own family. They really wanted it to be an immigrant. And as you can very clearly tell, he's not an immigrant, he's not Hispanic, he's not Latino, he's not brown, he's not indigenous. He is a homegrown European American. But there you have it, guys. I think the governor of Utah said the quiet part out loud. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
I saw a Muslim creator talking about how the governor of Utah really wanted Charlie Kirk's shooter to be Muslim, and in his press announcement that was very clear. I don't think that's fair at all. I think he, like we all, sincerely hoped that the shooter wasn't from his community, and I think that's completely fair. We also hope the shooter wasn't from our community. That's not racist.
And to the fucking governor of Utah, shut your bitch ass up. Cause you literally just said the quiet part out fucking loud. You literally said you prayed that it wasn't one of y'all. Well, bitch, if you didn't realize, y'all do this shit all the motherfucking time. So what did you pray for, bitch? You should have been praying that this never happened. You should have been praying that that never took the fuck place. But no, you prayed that it wasn't one of y'all and that it was somebody from another fucking country or another fucking state. How the fuck do that sound? That's why all your peers looking at you like, nigga, shut the fuck up. What you wanted it to be, who you wanted it to be, who you expected it to fucking be. You sounded fucking stupid on national fucking TV. You should have just shut your ass up and said nothing at all. Cause you just let the fucking cat out the motherfucking bag, and now your people like, yeah, they might be ready to get rid of your motherfucking ass.
Somebody came from another country.
And there you have it. Utah Governor Spencer Cox said he prayed for 33 hours that the killer wasn't one of us. What he meant was clear. He was praying it wasn't a white Republican. He wanted to pin it on a black person, a Latino, an Asian, an immigrant, someone queer, someone trans. He wanted anyone else to take the blame. That's not praying, that's bigotry. That's scapegoating. And it tells you exactly where his priorities lie. Protecting his party instead of facing reality. That the violence is coming from within. Well, sir, your prayers weren't answered. Tyler Robinson was a registered Republican, homegrown in Utah. A white Republican.
That if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody...
You wanted him to be an immigrant. That's what you wanted. You either wanted him to be a or a Mexican immigrant. Y'all was banking on it. Y'all was like, yes, if he could have just been a Mexican, if he could have just been black, we could have get this race war on and popping. Yeah. No race war for you. It was a 22-year-old white kid whose daddy was a Republican pastor and the whole family were Trump supporters.
This is what happened to you when you're driving by hate. Utah governor who was looking someone to blame. Why? My name is Lee. In today's video, we are going to talk about how Utah governor prayed for almost 3 days looking someone to blame. It could be black, Latino, or Asian immigrant. But unfortunately, he found out the killer is from their political party. Can you imagine? We got a more video like this. I will come back with a comment. Please don't forget to subscribe.
For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for.
Lock in, fuck niggas. What the hell did I just hear? Did the governor of Utah, who has one of the most lax gun laws in the state, is surprised as one of his residents that committed the assassination? It's been confirmed that Tyler Robinson, a white man from Utah, was the one that assassinated Charlie Kirk. Not a black person, not a Muslim person, not a trans person, but a white man from Utah. Now, based on his voter registration, it shows that he has no affiliation to any parties. Now, there isn't any direct evidence to show the individual's ideology, although there is a photograph of the individual in a Donald Trump costume. There are numerous photos of the suspect handling firearms, which clearly shows that Utah gun laws failed Charlie Kirk. And I still don't understand how the Utah's governor is still surprised that it was a white man from Utah that did this. If we just look at all the attempted assassinations and assassinations that happened this year, all of it was from white men. State lawmaker Melissa Hortman, suspect is a white man. The 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump were white men. But you guys won't acknowledge that. And the reason is because Charlie Kirk bred the idea that white Christian people are the perfect being and anyone outside of that are criminals or problems. And any white individual part of any minority group is a corrupted individual. I would say pray for Charlie Kirk's family, but my prayers are wrapped up into the HBCUs that got those threats, Gaza, Sudan, and Congo.
Today, I watched the entire press conference regarding the arrest of Tyler Robinson, the man that shot and killed Charlie Kirk. There were a few people there, but honestly, the ones that were most notable were Kash Patel, who was apparently pretty good friends with Charlie Kirk. Honestly, the most interesting thing that he said was that he would one day see Charlie Kirk in the halls of Valhalla. And the other was Spencer J. Cox, the governor of Utah. And as it turns out, he was also either good friends with Charlie Kirk or at least very well acquainted. He talked about Charlie's strong moral foundation, his strong biblical foundation, his strong political beliefs. So one of the things that he was saying was how political assassinations have such a chilling effect on the First Amendment, on freedom of speech in particular. And that really caught my ear, because Charlie Kirk is not a politician. But then I realized, yes, he is. Not in the traditional sense. However, as the man that ran, Turning Point USA, political pundit, but more importantly, in the eyes of conservatives, he was going to be, if not the next president, then maybe the president after that. An upcoming president, that is a politician. A quote from Mr. Cox. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry and as sad as I have ever been. And it's Charlie's words that have pulled me back. Governor Cox said that Charlie Kirk believed, or said he believed, that when people stopped talking, that's when you get violence. And that makes sense. But I have a hard time believing that that's actually what Charlie Kirk believed, espoused, and taught his people. Because as a group and as a person, they use dehumanizing language. They demonize their political opponents. They fuel racial resentment. I mean, these are people that don't believe that the civil rights movement should have happened. They target LGBTQIA people. They promote the replacement theory, which is both racist and anti-Semitic. All of these things indirectly and in some respects directly fuel violence. And then one of the last things I'd like to leave you with from Spencer J. Cox was the part where he said that he prayed that the killer would not be one of us. By one of us, he was talking, he said, about someone from the state of Utah. But I feel very confident in saying that what he also meant was white and Christian and straight and conservative. And Tyler Robinson appears to be all of those things.
It's crazy how the governor of entire state said that I prayed the killer couldn't be one of us. That is a fucking racism. You know, for him, he prayed that it could be a black, especially from Africa, Latino, an immigrant without a paper. So, I'm surprised that the killer is white, you know, who originated from Europe. The one you call pure American, what you want as MAGA, what you want as Republican, you're surprised. What you have to know that one of them, I mean, some people from MAGA are tired of hateful speech you are spreading in our community, in society. So I still have another one. Let's watch it. I come back with a comment.
The governor of Utah wanted Charlie Kirk's shooter to be anything but white. He got up there and was like, and I was praying that if this had to happen here, it wouldn't be one of us. It'd be someone from out of state or out of the country. Huh? What do you mean by that? It seems like you wished and hoped and prayed that it was an immigrant so then you guys could continue your agenda. Or maybe a black person so that you guys could just continue the racism. And if not that, and like, you know, you guys knew it was a white person, you were at least hoping that that person wasn't aligned anywhere near being a Republican. But I do really think it's about racism when it comes down to it. Because what do you mean a different country? Like the different state, okay, but like, oh, I was praying that the person would have come from a different country. Why? So you can continue an agenda of racism against whatever minority it would have been from a different country that did whatever it was. You could put the blame on someone else from a different country and then use that rhetoric to create more racism, or at least have more racist conversations and tie things to minorities in order to basically demonize them, as that's been done for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it really seems like. He got up there, was kind of upset that it wasn't an immigrant. It wasn't a black person. It wasn't a minority. It wasn't a Democrat. Like, that's what it looks like to me.
When you saw this video, so the Utah state governor made a statement which has caused a lot of uproar on the internet. A lot of people are now reacting to what he said. Okay, a lot of people, because when he said that yesterday, where he was talking about how they have finally caught the person of interest, and he was praying for 33 hours that this person is not one of them. Maybe the person is, you know, came from another state, or probably is not from that country. All of a sudden, the person is from there, right? So a lot of people it didn't sit well with a lot of people, so they are reacting to it. Well, let's go ahead and check what people's reaction are, then we'll come back with the commentary. But I'd love to hear from you guys what you all think as well about today's video. Please, let's have it in the comment section. Consider subscribing if you have not already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
No, but for real, I need Christians to explain to me what the governor of Utah meant when he said, I was praying to God that it was not one of us. Look, I grew up in a Pentecostal church. My grandpa was a bishop. My brother's a preacher. My other grandpa was a preacher. I got cousins, preachers. I've heard a lot of sermons in my life. I've heard a lot of prayers. I was in church every day from 0 to 21. I love my church family. I don't go to church anymore, but I love my church family. I love my people. Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. I've never heard a person say what that governor of Utah said. I prayed to God that it was not one of us. I prayed that it was someone from a different state who had driven into our state, or someone from a different country. What? So this is for Christians. People call themselves Christian. What did that man mean by that? Was he hoping that it was a non-white person, because that's how I heard it. I heard it as being a non-white person first, and then a non-American second, presumably someone from a different country, which is so odd coming from Mormon territory, because Mormons go into South America, other countries, but South American and Central American countries that are Latino people, and work to convert them to Mormonism. What did he mean by that? That was such an odd statement. And look, I don't know that governor, and I saw he was emotional up there, and it seems like he was most emotional because it was a white guy that killed that other guy. So somebody help me understand that. Some Christians out there, help me understand that.
I shouldn't laugh, but when did that ever stop me? So I've just watched.
Oh my God, as a Christian, you pray, looking someone to blame. I am a Christian too, but I never heard anyone say like this. I mean, true Christian, because even there is some people who used to pretend to be a Christian and they did bad thing to the people. Before you say I'm a Christian, first you have to be human being, to feel the pain others feel, bring peace to the people, so that you can say I'm a Christian. Some people, they say I'm a Christian just to pretend. People see them as good people, but deep down are not. I hope you like today's video. Thank you for watching. Share your comment. See you on another one. I love you guys.